All right, hey, good morning. Sorry to be a few seconds past 8:30 here. Welcome to the Morning Mastery. Just super excited to have everyone on today. And I've got a great guest that I'm going to introduce here shortly, but I'm going to kind of kick it off by teaching a few principles that I've been studying that I'm super excited to talk about. So if you watch this video later on YouTube and I'm looking down, it's because this is actually a morning mastery call from 8:30 to 8:45 in the morning. And so if you catch me looking down, I'm actually speaking to my guest and speaking about principles and taking notes. So sorry if you're watching on YouTube, I'm looking down. I've had a few friends comment, say, why are you looking down? Well, it's really not a YouTube thing. We're just putting the audio and video later together. So anyways, Merry Christmas, everyone. We're getting close. I hope all your shopping's done. Something that I just really want to talk about today and just kick it off for the first few minutes before I introduce my guest is a little bit about self-esteem and how we perceive ourselves. And I was actually speaking with my dad yesterday, and this came up, and so I studied it a little bit. So we think of self-esteem being something that our kids need to have, or younger generations need to have. But I think as adults, it plays a big part and a big figure in our lives as far as self-esteem. So I want to go over 4 principles. So I personally think that happiness and productivity go hand in hand. So you know, there's some studies that says that happy people actually get sick less often, and you know, they have a positive outlook towards life, and because of their happiness, they're actually more productive. So the more engaged you are, the more productive you're likely to be. So I just think that happiness and productivity go hand in hand when we're talking about self-esteem. Also, if we've got good self-esteem, we value ourselves, it's easier to overcome challenges. When you feel good about yourself, life doesn't smack you down. If you have a small roadblock throughout your day or a big roadblock throughout your week or month, we just don't get smacked down by that roadblock as easily. So another thing is when we've got good self-esteem, you know, we're more likely to have and create more value in our life. Not only do we tend to work harder when we have high self-esteem, you're more likely to speak up in any type of settings, whether it be business meetings, friend meetings. And when I say speak up, just share your valuable opinion. And the last thing is high self-esteem makes you optimistic. And so if we have high self-esteem, we're just a more optimistic person. And it's important to be optimistic. Life is just better with optimism. And you know, I don't know, I'm sure we all have that one friend or one person in our life that might seem pessimistic, and pessimism just doesn't get us anywhere. If we have more of a positive outlook on life, we're going to be more productive, we're going to be happier people. So I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about this self-esteem as adults and how we perceive ourselves and how we perceive others, and just being optimistic people. And optimism is it's super attractive. It's somewhere that it's people we want to be around. In fact, optimistic. I got this guy, Michael, looking at me through the window right now. He's one of the most optimistic people I know. He always comes into the office with such good cheer, and I'm thankful for him. So anyways, I would like to now introduce my guest, and I think that she is one of those people that has high self-esteem, and I feel that way because of how productive she is and what she accomplishes. So, Stephanie, are you there?
Hi, I'm here.
Okay, awesome. So I've got Stephanie Massey on the line. She is not only a personal friend of mine, her and her husband are also realtors here at Gentry, and some of the most productive people that I know, and the reason why I know that is because the proof is in the pudding. I believe, Stephanie, you got an award at the Christmas party last week. What was that award?
I did. Top producer for Gentry Real Estate with over $23 million in volume for 2023.
Okay, so if I heard that right, so top producer for Gentry with over $23 million in what do you call it? Over 23 million in what? Sales?
And volume.
Volume. Okay. Perfect. So that's pretty exciting. So Gentry, I would say, has around 200 real estate agents, and for a top producer to have 23 million in volume to be talking to us is pretty exciting. So she's obviously doing something right, especially in what some real estate agents would be consider maybe a slower year. So Stephanie, I'd like to kind of get into that a little bit with you. I mean, I talked yesterday about like routines and habits. What's some of your secret sauce that you could maybe share with some of us listening that makes you such a great, effective real estate agent and selling so much real estate last year? What's some of your secret sauce that you could share with us?
Well, I think it really does actually go back to those 4 points that you mentioned at the beginning of this call, Spencer. Self-esteem, self-worth, have really helped me gain every tool that I use. That goal of becoming number one agent for your brokerage was made 4 years ago. We were at our first Christmas party. I think I got a cute little award for what was it, over $4 million. And we got to the car and I turned to Lance and he was so proud. And I said, I got to do better. That's not good enough.
I like it.
I want to be number one. I want to be number one. And put my head down and work. Last year, I was actually number 2. And it was a weird realization of I was almost there, but not there. And honestly, it just drove me even more to work, to value my clients, to allow myself to be available. So one of my favorite things that Lance and I have hanging it's actually in our office, which I carry it with me, whichever office we're at. It's a sign that says, wake up, say a prayer, and hustle.
Wait, you broke up. Wake up, say it again. What is it?
Wake up, say a prayer, and hustle.
Wake up, say a prayer, and hustle. Okay, great. I like that.
And that's what I do. That's what we do as a team. There's so many scenarios that we've been able to be a part of because of all of the amount of transactions we do. And with that comes more knowledge that we're able to use to be more productive and to be more successful for our clients.
I like that. That's great. So just to recap, a lot was just said in that short a minute. So 4 years ago, she got an award, and it was for $4 million in volume. And when's the last time anyone that's listening has actually gotten an award for something or been recognized for something and said, that's not enough? And so I think you actually kind of got to have that inside your soul, is thinking, I just got an award, and thank you, that's nice, but that's not enough. I can do better. I've got a few kids like that are competitive in sports that I'm just thrilled that they podiumed, and they get in the car, and they're smiling on the podium, then they get in the car, and they're like, not good enough. So, and then to come back and be second last year and say, hey, not good enough. And then to come back and be first this year. And I won't go into the details, but I don't think being number one for Stephanie, and Lance, we got to give credit towards Lance too, I don't think being number one this year is good enough either. So I think they've got some things up their sleeves to even be even better. So I'm excited to see what they've got, have up their sleeve and what they're working on. So, when you said 4 years ago and 4 million in volume and it just wasn't good enough, and you set the goal 4 years ago. So it reminds me of the call yesterday with Travis where he went on his weight loss journey of where he lost 300 pounds in 3 years. And so great and awesome and good things don't happen overnight. They happen consistently over time, working hard at them day in and day out. Would you agree with that, Stephanie?
Oh, 100%. You had mentioned giving credit to Lance, and I just want to touch for a second real quick. By far, Lance has always seen it in me. He's been my biggest cheerleader from the very beginning, even down to getting my license. I'm a very content person, so I was very content in what I had chosen to do. And and was kind of happy and peachy where I was at. And Lance saw the big picture and has been able to help me achieve these goals all along. Now, you had mentioned number 2 was overcoming challenges with that self-esteem and that self-worth. And 100%. We see challenges in our real estate transactions daily. The amount of stress and work that we have to work through and help our clients get through is substantial. And we're able to do so because of the volume that we do, the type of scenarios that we are put in as a team. We did a lot of work in the White Mountains, and you see a lot of different types of transactions up there, whether it's, septics or wells or land access, just kind of some different things that has allowed us to be able to have that experience so that we can be successful and allow our clients to be able to be happy with the outcome.
Great. I like that. So what I'm hearing is the first couple sentences, she gave a little credit towards Lance. And are you saying that Lance probably helps bring out the best in you, Stephanie?
Oh, 100%. Yes, we have a good friend. His name's Scott Merrill, and we often talk about. He gets to see Lance and he works with us daily, and you too, Spencer. I think you have a fair share of how Lance and I bring different tools to the table and how we play off each other, we work together. So yes, absolutely. It's definitely a team effort.
That's cool. Hey, you guys, get yourself a spouse, get yourself a friend, get you someone in your life that loves you, that brings out the best in you. If you don't have that, correct it. And the problem is probably you, not them. If they're not bringing out the best in you, and figure that out. That's just such an important principle that we could just talk about for the next hour for sure. And so you talked a little bit about overcoming challenges, and she does a lot of her business in the White Mountains. She talked about septic systems, this and that. When you're setting your mind clear and you're overcoming these challenges, I'm a big believer in when you're happy with yourself, it's just easier to focus at the task at hand and to accomplish that goal or jump over that hurdle or overcome that challenge. And so when you're happy with yourself, you can do that. So how do you reset and make sure that you're happy with yourself in life, Stephanie? What do you do in your life to make sure you're happy with yourself so that you can overcome these challenges?
Well, my first answer would be that I had to get to the point where I had to allow myself to be worthy of my success. And that was hard for me. Lance is the dreamer, and he dreams big. And I never thought I was allowed to dream big. And so once I kind of accepted that fact that I was worthy enough to be number one, I was worthy enough to do, over 70 transactions in 1 year. All these, I'm a numbers contracts girl, so I kind of focus on those points. But once I got to that point where I knew my goals and I knew that I could reach my goals, I did reach my goals.
That's awesome. She just said something that I just want to close with because we're out of time. Unless you have something to say after this. And that was to allow yourself to be worthy of the dream. A lot of times we don't think we're enough in life. A lot of times we doubt ourselves. But you guys, we are human beings created by a higher power, and that higher power is God. And we need to just believe that in ourselves, and like Stephanie said, allow yourself to be worthy of the dream. So, awesome, super powerful, great principles. I'm just so thankful to have you on the line for a few minutes, Steph. I don't get enough Stephanie and Lance time. Unfortunately, I get them here and there, but just not enough of them. So I had to get Stephanie on a call. I was inspired to do that last night, and now I know why I was inspired. Stephanie, is there anything else that you would like to say before we close up?
No, just remember to wake up, say a prayer, and hustle.
There we go. I love it. Wake up, say a prayer, and hustle. Hey, I really appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Go out there, make something happen, and we will talk to you tomorrow morning. Thank you, Stephanie. Have a great day.